everyone, it's Elizabeth here, and I wanted to come into the group to say welcome to all the new members. Welcome to the Project Management Cafe group, and thank you for joining us. Please feel free to ask all your questions about project management. There's an amazing wealth of knowledge inside the group, so we will do our best to help you. I wanted to address today one of the questions I get asked quite often, especially by people managing multiple projects, and that is, how do you track your tasks? How do you track your actions? Because I use this to track really my journal. But what happens when you're doing multiple projects, or even on a single project, you put your tasks inside your schedule for your project resources or for yourself, and you've got that information in there, but it only really relates to the big chunky project tasks, the things that you're doing for your project. But what about all those other tiny actions, the things that come out of meetings in the corridor, the things that are the actions as a result of a meeting? What happens to all of those? So for me, I use an action log tracker, and I'll tell you more about that. So I've created a spreadsheet, and I just use that as a tool to log all the actions from all different meetings. I'm working at the moment alongside another project manager who has 2 action logs, one for her day-to-day project team and all the nitty-gritty tasks, and another specifically for the executive steering committee group. So she's managing 2. I personally would rather have everything in one, but really whatever works for you. And the idea is you just put all of your actions in one place. So yes, you have to still type up minutes, but you type them up, you then copy the actions from the bottom of the minutes and put them into the action log. Now, whether you're using something on paper like this, whether you use a spreadsheet, whether your project management software tool has a space to track actions, and the tool that we're using at the moment does have that, so actually I'm in the middle of migrating from spreadsheets to an online tool. It doesn't really matter. The important thing for me is that you have everything in one place, because then you can call it up, look down it, think instantly of what you're supposed to be doing or what other people are supposed to be doing. So that comes on to my next point, which is, do you use the action log to just track your own work or to track the work of the team? I use the action log to track the work for everybody. So if it is an action that somebody else has picked up, I will still write that on the action log and put their name down as the owner. One of the benefits of using spreadsheets or an online tool is that you can then add filters and filter the column. So if I happen to be meeting one of our IT team, for example, I can filter my action log just to show me what she is responsible for. While we're having the meeting, I can say, here are the 5 tasks you've got outstanding. How are we getting on with getting those things done? It's also helpful because I can filter on my own activities, and then I can see what I'm supposed to be doing as well. So for me, having it all in one place is good. I want to track the tasks that other people are responsible for, because I think that's part of the role of a project manager. We need to make sure that other people do the work that they have signed up to. So if there are minutes and actions come out of those minutes, then other people will take those actions, and you need to be tracking so that next time you come to the meeting, you're not all sitting around the table going, oh, I forgot I had to do that. You are following up between the meetings, so when you come to your next meeting, they go, yes, I have completed my task, because that's ultimately what we want, people doing their work, getting the project moving forward. And if I've got notification of that and I see it regularly, I can chase them. So that's a good point. So what goes into this action log? I would say you want the task a number so that you can easily just quickly reference something. You want a description, you want the owner, the person who's responsible for it, and then you want the date it was raised. Those are the minimum. And then a column for updates where you can add in, I chased this person on this day, I've contacted this person, now I'm waiting for so-and-so to get back to me. Whatever action updates you want to put in, you need a place to track those. I've also seen action logs or the software trackers which have a date expected to be completed by column. Whenever I've tried to fill that field in, it's always been a little bit pointless. Tasks take longer or less time, or we're just reviewing it at the next meeting and it's just an arbitrary date that we've put in. So you might find that it's relevant to put a date for when you're expecting the work to be completed by. I don't really bother with that. I just look at when was the task raised and then make an estimate of how long I think it should be taking to do and chase up, because frankly I want things done as quickly as possible, and we will review them at the next meeting or the next phone call. So I don't really feel the need to have an end deadline date. I think that makes people feel they've got longer to do the work than perhaps they have, and they'll leave it until the night before. So you put that on if that's something that helps you prioritise tasks. The other thing that I've found that's quite helpful to have is a column around theme or category. This might help my colleague who's managing 2 action logs, because I use my category column to put in where the action came from. So was it to do with the project? Was it an IT thing? Did we come up with it at the steering group? So maybe I want to label those things. Again, it's just a way of tagging stuff so you can filter it. I can filter on anything that is a technology issue or technology action, so that, again, when I'm in that meeting with an IT person, not only can I see the things she's specifically responsible for, but I can see all actions related to technology. Perhaps she can give me some updates on other actions, or I could get her help on things that aren't moving forward as quickly as they should. And you could do the same with, filter on who actions as a result of a particular type of meeting that you have, so that you're making sure you're on top of those before the next meeting. That's pretty much it. So you've got those categories of information that goes in it. It's really easy to create your own spreadsheet. You really don't need a template. I do have a template that you can use, but you don't have to use a template. Just set up a spreadsheet with columns in, or use the software tools that you already have. So I think in terms of what tools you use to be able to manage this, you can do it on paper in a notebook, but I find it's far easier for me to keep it electronically, because it's easier to filter, it's easier to update, and it's there in front of me all the time. It's a file I open in the morning, or with the software I will open my software tool, and then I can just tick things off as we're going through the day. Okay, so that's been a quick whistle-stop tour of action logs, what we use them for, how we create them, and how you can set one up. I hope that was useful. Bye.